Okay, number two. I just finished reacting that your reaction like a little bit less than an hour ago. And I'm back to do this underscores reaction. This is the, I guess, sophomore project, like sophomore album. I guess there was like another big project from underscores that came out, an EP 2 years ago. So Fishmonger. I never listened to Fishmonger. I was asked to react to Fishmonger, I believe, but I never got to that, and I still haven't listened to Fishmonger, sort of in that hyperpop scene for sure. And now we have this new album, Wallsocket, which is, you know, I guess they've grown enough acclaim from themselves from the past project that there is certainly hype surrounding this one. I have listened to one of the songs, though. This is before an album was even announced. I listened to the first song, Cops and Robbers, but I don't really remember the song very well, so this will be like listening to it for the first time, I guess. But yeah, I don't have much to say about this. I'm sort of expecting this hyperpop vibe and, you know, for it to have this hardcore sound, and I want that. So, without further ado, let's go.
I heard the APB and I made a run for the country. It's also with the ski mask and a gun right on the inside. You gotta do it like me.
I love hearing these songs. This is kind of like Yule, just in the sense where it's like you got this real rock influence and this real electronic influence and meshing that in together. It's kind of cool. It sounds good. I'm just reading on the Genius here. I guess it says that this may have been like specifically from the music video, knowing how much money he stole. But song is about an imaginary resident known as Joshua Domingo from a resident of Wallsocket. The name of the album, Michigan. Okay, let's get into the lyrics here. What do we got here, okay? So we have this person working at a bank teller for like 11 years, okay? And they didn't have enough money to pay for the crystal. So crystal meth, they're addicted to drugs. And it ain't funny out of nowhere, all this money appears. I got a cashier and a keyboard, and I've got all your info. So he's like, well, I work at the bank. Like, I can steal this shit. When's the last time you saw someone with a ski mask and a gun? Saying, like, get on the inside. You gotta do it. So do the crimes from the inside, not like you're sort of robbing it while working there. Okay, yep, good. All right, false checks. I plant the counterfeits. I trim the fat from the vault. Okay, I need a John Smith or a Jane Doe. The more common, the better. Okay, so using like a fake name. I resurrect the dead. So it's stealing money from dead people. So long con, when you catch me, I'll be long gone. It's a long road, and I'll be on it till the case goes cold. Okay, and then talking like later, I'm in the Super 8 and I've been MIA for like the past 3 days. My family hates me because I heard the APB and I made a run for the country. I found a small town somewhere to hide out until I'm sure that it's safe because I had a suitcase and a crawl space and it's full of all your money. Okay, so that's this cute little song that's like about the story of this dude who's like, fuck, I'm addicted to drugs and how do I pay for this? I'll just rob the bank I work at. Alright. Okay, Gabby starts on this. I don't know who that is.
Ragtag, transcendence, try-high, strong, neurotic, blue cross, golden arches, pearly supermarket, ticket fence, nest, flesh, skin, bone, sinew. I'm sorry, legs, soft skin, bone, sinew. I'm sorry, legs, soft skin, bone, sinew. I've done
of my life, but I've got a 10-foot pole. And if I could, I'd poke her with it right between the eyes. May God rest her soul. Come on and touch me.
Wow, I love the way this song sounds. It's a lot of fun.
Sorry if you heard this one before. Girls like us are right to the core. Sorry if you heard this one before. Girls like us are right to the core.
Man, he wiggles when he walks, and he wanted it to stop because it's superficial smile. He got everybody up, the band's playing out.
It's breaking down with that chorus. Very nice structure to this song. Wow, nice. And this like R&B, sort of Ryan Beatty vibes from Gabby Stark. Yeah, this song is fucking amazing. Locals, Girls Like Us. Oh my gosh, both these songs 4-minute lengths, like feeling that length, but they're structured so nice. This one too, right? Like it feels like it's made like this pop song, but it's lengthy. It's got these different catchy moments on it. It's really good. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's good. I'm not even gonna try to understand what the repeating of all those fucking words are. Like, is that I just don't have the time to try to unpack that. But it works. It's very catchy. Like that's one catchy element, right? It comes back to this verse again too, but it seems like it's from a different perspective. I don't know. I've done the questionnaire to get to the same results as my friend. We've been inseparable since 2009. She just doesn't know about it yet. So it's like, are you like some freaking stalker weirdo saying you're friends with someone? Okay. And then like this other person's like, I've done the questionnaire and never. Like I don't know if they're repeating. And it's like, I'm gonna poke you right between your eyes. Like fuck you, get away from me. That's at least how I'm reading it. Stop me if you heard this one before. Girls Like Us are rotten to the core. I don't know why they're rotten to the core, but okay. Then Gabby's on here. Man, he wiggles when he walks. They say it might be a reference to Stereo by Pavement. I don't know if I've heard that one before. And he wanted it to stop because his superficial smile got everybody up. The band is playing math, but the boys are talking science. I started laughing at the locals. Yeah, the horse is like, I like his whack. She can't run very fast. And yeah, like Gabby starts bringing a different chorus element to this too, which I think is great. She always had my back. I bet my bottom dollar and I bet my britches off. Yeah, what the fuck? This is a fun song. Practical squish baby, it's the talk of the town, it's the talk of the town. Now it's discussing like, could be referring to the shadow of the Wallsocket robbery hanging over heavy of the town, a lot of the album. Funny. This is funny, yo. I like the energy this album is providing me with.
My condition's benign. As rare as it gets. I can't believe it. Dear God, could you be more so next time? I'll cover my chest. I must have been greedy. Surely I engaged in some cardinal sin. For the very first time in my life, I'm fixing it.
Weird song. Very weird. Weird. It's like quieter than those first two. I'm not sure specifically what it's trying to get into lyrically, but I'm seeing like talking about religion, right? My condition's benign and as rare as it gets. They know what it looks like. Okay, so they're saying like, yo, this person's, something's wrong with them, they're gonna die, only God knows why it exists, it's practically harmless, there's no need for concern, I can't believe it, and I drown in my antibiotics lest it get any worse. I can't believe it. Dear God, could you be more subtle next time? And I'll take the bait. Because for the very first time in my life, I'm fixing to bite. Okay, so, you know, having a condition and it making you kind of reach closer to wanting to believe in religion. I'll cover my chest, I'll laugh all the way home, because the name of my illness is just one letter short of my own. Must have been greedy. Surely I'm engaged in some cardinal sin. Okay, so now you're like saying like, oh, I did something wrong and that's why this is happening to me. My favorite animal is engraved on the side of my ribs. And then we get into this part here, this like hardcore noise comes in. Divine intervention in the gnashing of teeth, the chain around my neck, and the sign on the back of the Jeep. Oh, and now that he's marked me, I know I was terribly wrong. I'm not scared of death, no. I'm scared of God. It's not about death, but now you're scared of like judgment or something like that, because you're thinking like if I am believing he's real, what is my judgment? Okay, fuck.
Everybody has bad days, don't worry. It's not the end of the world, there's always tomorrow. You can do it. I'm ready to support your next. I'm always here for you. Everybody has bad days, don't worry. Not the end of the world.
Apparently this is Dance Revolution when you fail a stage. That's funny.
Support your next.
The sample.
Always here for you.
Where you came from.
Not the end of the world.
You don't even know who I am.
I'm ready to support your next. I'm always here for you.
I know where your house is. You don't even know who I am. You don't even know who I am. You don't even know who I am. Tonight is the worst day of my life. I think I'm in love with the cards you dealt. I know what you're scared
The sample's
of.
really in that back, you can kind of hear it.
I know what your blood type is. I know all your habits. Keep the window open when you're asleep. I know when your mom leaves. She goes to work at the crack of dawn. Today is the last day of my life. I find myself in water clouds, took your pills, cried your makeup off. But I'm nowhere near the worst you've seen. You don't even know who I am. You don't even know who I am.
I'm just sitting here thinking, right, like just coming from Yule and now listening to this album, and this album is also blowing me away. Like I'm like, no way, bro. Like both out. Like I'm glad to do 2 reactions this week, but I'm like, no way, yo. Like, is this good? Like, nah. I love this song. This song is my favorite one so far. It's just got this nice moody vibe. It's, you know, it's certainly dark, the lyrics, right? But I guess it's like really discussing this, like, you know, crazy stalker who's like obsessed with you, maybe potentially working on something that's like a famous person or someone they know from the internet, I don't know, right? But it's like, and you're like suggesting, you know what I mean, you're like, you don't know who I am. Like the stalker's like, you don't even know who I am, but I know everything about you. And it goes into these dark details and stuff, and then at the end it's like today's the best day of my life. I invited myself in, wore your clothes, took your pills, cried your makeup off, and for once I felt just like you.
When I was 11 years old, I just wanted to be pretty.
Oh, that guitar there.
I stayed away from the creeps, but they got me through my screen, saying, "Can only do it if I'm face down in a bed." And there was something about this Johnny that seemed different from the rest. Johnny, I just wanna be your girl. I do. 'Cause Johnny's gonna be the one who finally makes me real. It's you.
What am I listening to? Nice bass too.
Oh, the trust that he does, and everybody's a part of it. His tongue is in my mouth, hanging right above the couch. Words, posters of teenage girls, why I made a huge mistake. And once he told me he was so glad that I hadn't been touched yet.
Oh, it's like a predator.
I exited my body and it got up off the carpet, and it kept on telling lies until they got me out the door. Johnny, I
just wanna be your girl.
Johnny, Johnny, Johnny. Okay, wow. This is like a really intense, like dance punk type vibe song. You know what? Out of all these songs, like I will say, the one thing I'm really enjoying too, instrumentation is great. A lot of change ups. It's keeping my engagement. There's different ways that all these different songs can be catchy. But then it's like the storytelling. All these songs, like coming back to this album, I'm sure it's gonna be engaging on a storytelling level. Like it's. Wow, I'm fucking happy with this album. Like, this is awesome. Oh, this song too, it's, about this young girl who gets taken advantage of by a pedophile, ultimately. And it's fucking, the theme of that is very, very dark. Very, very not good. But, it's sung about in a very, like, happy, hardcore, like, track. It's, there's this, like, contrast with that for sure.
Early July, I took a trip to the gun range. Yeah, I hit the paper man right in the eye. I can't say I don't get the hype, but I guess I don't understand this feeling. Is it eating you up inside? Kids with the cheerleading captain.
I don't know what ROTC means.
We can't figure out how the relationship happened.
It's like a military guy.
His body as well. You think you get it more than anyone else. I guess I don't understand. You're the son of a lawyer and the son of a doctor. What dreams of holding a gun and jumping out of a chopper. I guess I don't understand this feeling. Is it eating you up inside? Some other life you're living in the 90s. You got a couple of kids.
Love that change up with that like fucking ukulele or something. Okay.
I guess I don't understand this feeling, but I pray your thoughts and minds, and I'm the song to die.
Wow, like a flashbang noise. That's smart. Okay, Shoot to Kill, Kill Your Darlings. This is another song by Underscores that's fucking great storytelling, Like, it's sucking me in. Like, I'm liking the sound of it, but I'm also, like, really focusing on these lyrics and, like, envisioning what is going on in my mind. Like, I love that. Okay, I simply love that. And this song is pretty interesting, knowing someone in school who was, like, obsessed with the military, wanted to be in the military. You're like, I don't get this. I don't get the vibe. Like, yeah, it's fun to shoot a gun, I guess, but, like, what about, like, the fact of killing somebody? Like, what is that about? Like, why would you want to do that? Like, what is it doing for you? And then talking about the kid, about this military guy with, like, the cheerleading captain, and it's like, okay, it's kind of weird you're in a relationship, and it's like, you're very judgmental, like, talking about what she does with her body, but at the same time, it's like, you've chosen what to do with your body. Like, that's a pretty interesting line. And then, discussing, like, your parents, like, have good jobs, like, you don't have to do something like this, the military is, a place where people get fucking forced into, like, a lot of poor people get forced into that shit, and it's like, they have no other option. It's like, why did you want to do this, And it's one of those things where it's like, why are you putting yourself in this situation where you could fucking lose your life? And then discussing this other verse, it's like, look, if you didn't do this, like, what if, like, you didn't do this, you live a great life, you have kids, you have a wife, and, like, everything is safe, everything is fine. Like, wouldn't you sit there and think, like, like, isn't it good I never went and made that decision, to join the military? And then going into this outro, right, where it's just like, simply, I feel this way because I don't want you to lose your life. I don't want you to die. Simple as that, man. Simple as fucking that. Boom! That was a great song. Fuck yeah.
Lay down your arms, surrender I want. Tear through the skin, pull out the seams, and I can't feel a thing. Send my luck to the girls, put my stuff on the curb. Whether or not you sell the estate, you won't get away with this. You won't get away with this. You won't get away with this.
Okay, I really like this song as well. It's a different pacing, like it's very slow, like, but I appreciate that in the sense where it's like different variety of sounds in this album, or like moods or tones, right? So I think I respect that. Interesting. Okay, what's the lyrics here? Lay down your arms, surrender at once, aim for the head or go with your gut, tear through the skin, pull out the seams, I may match the sins of the tree. Like someone's killing somebody, someone up to the girls, I've always had it in spades, you won't get away with this. Okay, so now it's like, this person's like mad, right? Like, you won't get away with this. Ready your arms, fire well, aim at your gun, shoot to kill. Damage the nerves, pull at the strings, the world in my fingers, and I can't feel a thing. And then being like, put my stuff on the curb, whether you sell this tape, you won't get away with this. And then going into you won't get away with this until the end. So yeah, lyrically it's not as like intense storytelling, like it doesn't go into the same depth when it comes to how many lyrics there is, but even the way that they're singing, it's pretty, eerie. Yeah, very weird song. I don't know, like dealing with like a murder or something. Okay, yeah.
I've got a question for you. See that girl against the wall with her
This after that song.
parents had a seven-figure wedding and divorce. She's stolen from the CVS, but her daddy's on the board. It's gotta be, she's an old money bitch. After Sarah's sweet 19, we had our first big fight. She was like, you live idealized, you don't realize. Trust me, I know what it's like. I'm an old money bitch. She's the daughter of a billionaire. She's the daughter of a billionaire. You wouldn't know it by her disposition, 'cause she comes back around, she comes back around. I don't think you get it. She gets it from her father's father. Your parents on Wikipedia? Your dad is an accomplished man, really. Like, to see all the things he's done for our country. And I know you went to that school in, like, DC, the one the president's kids go to, so, like...
Whoa, I like that breakdown, though. That's fun. Okay, Old Money Bitch is one of the singles. I would say that's probably my least favorite song so far, but I still think it's quite great, and I do think the last minute and a half bring some life into that. I like that, like hyperpop breakdown for sure. So yeah, lyrically, let's get into this. Okay, so it's like, I got a question for you. See the girl against the wall with her head turned down. Why don't you check her pedigree? She's not like you or me. She's the enemy. That girl's a student athlete, but she never played a sport. That's got a Google, or fuck, not Google. Genius annotation. It's like, I guess people for a certain school, like rich people, paid to get student athlete scholarships, but those people weren't actually in sports before. Her parents had a 7-figure wedding and divorce. She's stolen from the CVS, but her daddy's on the board. It's gotta be because she's an old money bitch. So, I don't know. This person acts the way that she does because her parents come from old money. Okay. She's the daughter of a billionaire. You wouldn't know it by her disposition because she comes back around. She's okay. And then, yeah, you get into this verse, too, where it's like, oh, after Sarah's Sweet 19, we had our first big fight. She's like, we live ideal lives, and you don't realize, trust me, I know what it's like. Okay, so she's saying, like, I know what it's like to be like these other people. And it's like, no, you don't. And then she's in Secondhand Forever 21. So maybe she's, like, trying to not act like she's comes from this money. She cuts her hair herself, and then she dyes it in the tub. She bought her car she was trying to be like everyone else. She bought her car on Craigslist, but she used to take the bus, and then she's acting this way, actually, because she's an old money bitch. Okay, I don't think you get it. She gets it from her father's father, because it's old money, right? It's from a lot of people. That's funny. I thought that was a clever line. And she's not going to be able to hide the fact that she comes from money. And it's like, did you know your parents are on Wikipedia? Your dad's an accomplishment. That's funny. I think this is a funny song, though, right? I still think the theme alone, like, it's just silly stuff that you can really sit with, and I respect the fuck out of that.
I can't believe it's not God. My God, like someone in the south of Europe, sightseeing with his favorite son. I'm existing for 500 years and he's just like me, he's just like me, he's just like me. He's just like me, she's just like me. Nah, this isn't a game, I'd be happy to play. You give yourself a head start. It seems to work in mysterious ways, but how's that my fault?
I like that hard rock, this hardcore sound here.
C-sections in my vein. I don't wanna look younger, it's just something I'm into. People like us did it every day till we were forced to change it. But we don't have to talk about it. No, we don't have to talk about it. And I'm like,
It's just like me, she's just like me, they're just like me.
Fun structure, fun change-ups to this song that really, you know, makes sense for that length. That's good. Piano on the back, that's nice.
she's aching for a shift, familiar addition of sensibility.
Yeah, geez Louise, what the fuck was that? We got a really lengthy song there, like a 7-minute one, lots of change-ups, it was very weird. Weird song, but it's like, it felt like an epic, right? Like once it's ended, like, okay, yeah, like that was certainly an experience. But one thing I'll say is this is like that one first song too, where I'm like, I am having like, this is not like as much as a storytelling song as, or easy to like understand in comparison. Sometimes I don't know what to do with myself. This is one of those times. I'm hoping that maybe in this recording I won't fucking explode. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I can't believe it's not God. My God lives somewhere in the south of Europe, sightseeing with his favorite son. I've existed for 500 years and now I'm waist high in murderer's blood. This stink will come off, it won't come off, and no one knows about it at all, so I guess it's not your fault. Okay. You tell me what that means. I don't know. And then there's the chorus, G. Louise, he's just like me, she's just like me, they're just like me, damn it. Who is like you? I don't know. And then Henhouse comes in. You're telling me that it's my responsibility to dig these roots after ages of attack. You're telling me that I'm wasting all my energy. Netter, catch up, girly. You won't find love like that. This isn't a game I'd be happy to play. You gave yourself a head start. Life seems to work in mysterious ways, but how's that my fault? Okay. I don't know what the fuck this is about. 6 sections in my main. I don't want to look younger. It's just something I'm into. People like us did it every day till we were forced to change. But we don't have to talk about it. 80 relatives of my life, each and every one a different flavor of Catholic. People like us are among the divine until the costs rise, but we don't have to talk about it. See, I just don't know. 2 souls in my body and mind. He doesn't make mistakes, and I will not be the first one. People like us only follow our lines from his great design. We don't have to talk about it. 41 at the back of my head. I know without my mother I'd be dead in an instant. People like us never get what I get. And I'm forever indebted, but we don't have to talk about it. We don't have to talk about these things. I know it's easier said than done to live in concrete and speech alone. My mother tongue. She's aching for a shift, a familiar addition of sensibility. Must I pinpoint anything to kick up us? dust, let it settle and adorn in my skin and accident patterns. Not sure if it even matters, but it sounds a lot like a life being lived. Trace it back and run it through this tangled mesh of waste. What? Dude, honestly, if you want to tell me what this song's about, go for it, because I don't know. I'm not going to come up with it at the top of my head, okay?
Brought your keys to the parking lot, and every time you play one of your songs, have you noticed your hands have grown so since you waited? I didn't know I was out of the loop, but it seemed that she already had it with you. You were a stranger, but I went to bat for you. Have you noticed your hands have grown so since you walked in, I got all riled up like our dogs. You wouldn't scare a fly off a wall. What to do? Natural living now.
Some heavy moments are like, but you know, usually this is like a pretty laid back song, and I think putting 77 dog years in the track listing besides G's Lee's was, you know, yeah, it was a pretty smart decision to put those two together, I would say. Okay, what do we got here? What do we got here lyrically? You brought your keys to the parking lot. And every time you played one of your songs, you'd make all the pauses extra long. Give the drama some time, I guess. I hated it, but I took what I could get in the trunk of your car at 9 a.m. waiting for the doors to open up. Okay. I don't know if they're like waiting to like play somewhere, maybe? You didn't like the drama the person brought when they played the pauses or whatever. Or what to do now that you're over and out. Have you noticed your hounds have grown so old since I learned what you did? Your hounds have grown so old since I learned what you did. Okay, to pay for your sins. I didn't know I was out of the loop. My mother seemed like she already had it with you. So your mother also doesn't like this person. You're kind of figuring out what type of person this person is. You were a stranger, but I went to up to bat for you. Oh my God, I hadn't even knew. And then I saw our heartbreak. I cracked it in two. The whole reason we were raised detached from the group was always a reaction to you. So something to do with your mother raising you. And then when you walked in, I got all riled up like our dog. If there's a threat to the pack, then she'll start to bark. And she means well. But it's funny to watch. She's only 15 inches tall. She could scare a fly off a wall. Okay, I don't know. I don't like this person, and something to do with dogs. I'm not sure if this person like killed dogs, but you're talking about your dog, like being mad at him. It's cute. It's a cute song though, I must say.
This crazy dream that I got my head stuck at the top of the stairs. I swear I could hear. And my hands were in a different place than where they started. I can't touch my toe. What is happening to me?
You had this crazy feeling that nothing was out of reach anymore. And I thought it would be too fucked to be true. But I won't. I can't touch my.
Whoa, what the heck? Ooh.
Good luck.
Several hand sausages. How did you get everywhere?
Wow, this is a really fun one. Uncanny Long Arms, really fun one. Loving this noisy emo track, and Jane Remover is a great addition to this. They're given fantastic vocals, I must say. Fantastic vocals. It's a lot of fun. Okay, let's get into the lyrics here. I had this crazy dream that I got my head stuck at the top of the stairs. I swear I could have put myself to sleep had I not been calling for help. In the morning, I saw myself in the mirror. My hands were in a different place than where they started. Okay, so this person's having a dream. Their head was stuck at the top of the stairs. They're like, what the heck? That doesn't make any sense. And then he wakes up and their hands were in a different place when they started. So they're like, oh, what happened? And then the chorus here, I can't touch my toes without bending over. What is happening to me? Oh, like something about growing up, like growing taller maybe? I don't know. And I had Jane Remover comes on. I had this crazy feeling that nothing was out of reach anymore. So this growing up and feeling like wow, like I'm really able to accomplish things. Like I'm an adult. I'm not like bound by the world seems less unknown to me. Maybe I think I have more control in what I can do with my life. And I had a terrible feeling I could touch you from over here, and I thought it'd be too fucked to be true. But I woke up and I felt my hands all on the carpet. So now it's maybe a dream again. It's all in relation to a dream. I don't know what is happening to me. What has happened to me? This is in relation to that chorus coming again. I can't touch my toes without bending over. Underscores comes back on. In just a couple seconds of breathing in and out, I was exiled from the heavens and flung towards the ground. I once had peace and quiet. Now I can't turn the damn thing off. But I don't want to die yet. I haven't finished what I'm working on. So I don't know. Maybe this growing up, again, this is just me thinking what this song is about. This growing up is more difficult than you would realize, right? Like, this world is too chaotic, and they don't know what to do with it. But at the end of the day, they have to continue on. They have things that they want to do.
I spent all that money just to throw it away. So I sat out of bed and bought a stranger some breakfast. Good luck, final girl. I hope you get what you deserve. North. Get off at the first stop. Walk around till I'm bored. Good luck, final girl. I hope you get what you deserve. I'm postponing my suicide indefinitely. There's horseshoes in his pockets and grenades in his spleen, and I haven't cried in 7 years. Slumped in the cafe car, hiding my tears. No one's gonna do your job for you. After all, that's not how this thing works. After all, that's not how this thing works.
Weird. Now it's ending off like in this very distorted voice, and you were getting this more like this country song with weird vocals already, like pitch. Huh. Good luck, final girl. Final song, and you're saying good luck to us. It's a very interesting send-off. Again, this being paired up with the Jane Remover track too. It's very interesting, these the contrast that they will put beside each other. But anyways, what we got here? This morning I dreamt about missing the train. I spent all that money just to throw it away. Again, this one starts with a dream. The other song started with a dream. So I shot out of bed and bought a stranger some breakfast. But when I got it, he's no longer there. I searched the whole station. I couldn't find him anywhere. Good luck, final girl. You get what you deserve. No one's going to do your job for you. After all, that's not how this thing works. So good luck, final girl. Again, final girl, I'm assuming, is like the trope in a horror film where the last person, this last girl, survives, right? And I think the saying I hope you get what you deserve it's more like after all this that you dealt with, I hope things start to work out. So I'm not sure what's specifically happening here, but they decided not to kill themselves. Interesting. This so that's the album here. This Wallsocket album by Underscores, and I must say this is my first experience with Underscores. I didn't listen to the last album, which, you know, maybe I will at some point if people want it. There was a certain amount of people who wanted it, but not entirely enough compared to other ones. I love this. Okay, it's a very unique project. It's very original. It's very, you know, all over the place and sound, right? Like, certainly consistently there's an electric sound, but, you know, some of these songs are sadder, some of these songs are dancier, some of these move into a more hardcore sound, and I'm liking that it throws itself all over the place like that, right? And for the most part, I'd say the vast majority of these songs are really good in storytelling. I'm deeply impressed with this project. This person's relatively young too. I believe they are 23 years old, and yeah, I would. I'm deeply impressed with this. Right now, I'm thinking first reaction like 9 to 9.5. I'm not sure. Like, I'm sticking with this 9 now because I'm like, okay, there's some songs that take me out of the consistency maybe a little bit, but I'm also thinking 9.5 maybe where it leads me to, because it's just like, as an album, very tight with what it's trying to do front to back. So yeah, this is impressive. Okay. I'm gonna come back to this a few more times, then I'll let you know how I feel. Oh my god, look at me here. I'm fucking dying of sweat, guys. I'm on my break. I'm just chilling in my car. I was listening to like the last few songs. Holy fuck, look at that. I'm actually sweating because of the experience of giving this new Underscores album, Wallsocket, a 10 out of 10, baby. I'm gonna give it the 10. It's the only 10 of this year. I did give Caroline Polachek and the JPEG album, Danny album, 10, but I kind of dialed those back later on. I was like, oh no, actually, I won't. But yeah, it was a 9 to a 9.5. Now I have to give it a 10. I do. This is a step up from that. I guess Yule is sort of getting better traction, but this is pretty close anyways. But I would say that I prefer this one. Just all the songs on here are quite memorable. They're very, you know, very specific sounds to come back to on each song, you know, like I was saying in the review, right? You have these slower tracks, you have these more upbeat, dancier tracks, and then maybe you have something that's working on this like hardcore, like rock sound. And I think all of it this is a very like theatrical, like album, you know what I mean? It's very cinematic. It's very good at its storytelling. It's very immersive. Okay, and I think, and when it comes to like hyperpop sounding too, because obviously there is elements to it here, it's pushing the genre forward. It's blending it in with all these other sounds, and this is, you know, a mashup of insane creativity, and this is probably gonna be an album I'm gonna be listening to for a long time. It's very comedic too, right? I think, and this the comedic elements to it don't you know, put it into like some corny territory or something. I think it's self-aware, and it doesn't take away from the sound of the music by any means. This is certainly making me want to go back and listen to the album Fishmonger, or even that EP from them, because, you know, not listening to this artist beforehand and then diving in and getting an album like this. But yeah, what a fantastic week for music. I'm glad I did 2 reactions, because 2 ditties, right? 2 classics in 1 week. Whoo! Okay. If there's anything else you want to see me react to, anything at all, put a comment down below. And thank you for watching. Peace.